My job is being a funny little guy. Honestly, that kind of is my job. Like, think about it. Think about it, though. No, wait. Think about it. I edit for people and do funny, humorous little edits. And I also stream and I'm entertaining and, like, stupid. Like, my whole job is being a silly little guy. Two of the best characters for Aggravate. Yaimiko, Kaching. Where? Where are they? They're not here. What the Why do we have two Hydra characters when it's supposed to be a quicken challenge? I'm sorry, I'm getting too heated.
That can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? No, that can't be. But what if there's a chance?
Greetings, miss. Is there something that's bothering you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you?
We received your commission request. We did.
Oh, so you're adventurers. Oh, finally. Someone has heard my prayers.
Paimon could tell you were really bothered by something. Don't worry, you've got two super experienced adventurers right here. We'll take care of anything and everything for you as long as you pay us a little bit of mora.
Oh, you are exactly the helpers I need. See, the problem is that the fish around a fishing spot at Araneus have just all up and vanished recently. They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work of human anglers. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I had planned to go and investigate the area right away.
But?
Right, but unfortunately, as the representative of the Fishing Association, there are a few other errands that I absolutely have to run, so...
So, you'd like us to investigate the spot for you?
Yeah, you were really running errands standing here.
Exactly, you're right on the Mora. So I thought I could delegate this work to you. Are you two some kind of prophets, knowing exactly what I was going to say like that? Or maybe like the oracles you read about in fairy tales?
No, we already told you that we're adventurers.
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get a good night's sleep knowing the two of you are on the case.
But don't we just need to investigate the missing fish? It really doesn't sound too difficult.
No, you mustn't let your guard down. As the representative of the Fishing
As the
Association,
representative.
I have good reason to believe that the fish have gone missing due to an encounter with the water imps.
Water imps?
Yes, you're both Outlanders, right? Our local fairy tales often speak
Not what
of
I was thinking
a terrifying underwater creature called Thelxie. The story our parents would tell us was always the same. If we went to the water alone, then we'd be snatched away and eaten by a water imp called Thelxie.
That's a kid's story.
Eating water imp? Did they tell you what
That's
it looked
not real.
My father would always describe it as a beautiful, multicolored snake woman, while my mother said it had a handsome face. It's really strange, though, because you also hear other people describe it as just a chubby penguin with a deceptive appearance.
So what I'm hearing is Dad was a scaly and wanted to fuck a snake lady. Mum just really wanted Dad to be hotter than he actually was. And other people just like penguins.
Even though the tales vary regarding its appearance, everyone agrees that it's really dangerous.
This is just a story they told you to stop you playing by the water.
And uses its sensitive nose to track down lonely children who've lost their way. And once it finds a child, it uses its alluring singing voice to lure them into the water before swallowing them all. Pretty terrifying, isn't it?
No, not really.
Sounds kind of scary. But isn't that pretty normal for a fairy tale?
Paimon voice of reason.
Those kinds of stories are usually made up to help keep children away from danger.
But what if the fairy tale was inspired by a real-life tale? Just like how a water vein always has a source.
Do you have any concrete evidence?
Well, I wouldn't call it evidence per se.
Here we
but
go.
I've heard some rumors lately. They say that someone recently saw a child walk into the water as if he was possessed by something. Doesn't that sound just like he was responding to the call of a water imp?
Mind your business.
So you mean someone really got eaten by a water
It's all hearsay, so it's hard to confirm. But still, they all say this happened on Araneus. That's no laughing matter if you ask me. Both the Opera House and the Fountain of Lucine were built there, and the sources of many water veins can be traced to the island as well. Combine that with the mysterious mist, the huge tree with expansive underground roots, and the rumor that the fish-heps on the island can understand human language. Is it really so shocking that an
Oh, that
island
rumor's
so
true.
shrouded
We met
in
some
mystery
bishops.
could harbor a terrifying water imp as well?
Why does Paimon feel like you're pulling our leg? Just piling on the rumors now. Still, if someone's really been hurt, then we can't just ignore the situation, right, Traveler?
Okay, we'll go check it out.
Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water on your map. Don't forget that no matter what, safety always comes first.
Okay, lady.
Is this the stretch of water Delaroche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. Huh? Look, there's some footprints over there.
Which where? Hold on. What's this? Seems to be a dose of medicine left behind by someone. There's a label on the bottom of the container with the word Destry written on it. What? Solomenally? What? Attempted to install a language output module for Thelxie. The output signal will use a similar cipher to the one once used by the House of the Hearth. The benefits are twofold. Not only does the warehouse at the House of Hearth already have many spare old motherboards, this approach will also make the language module compatible with the Diving Helmet's transcription module, allowing for quick and easy transcription and testing. As for the offset of the cipher, it will just be set to 1 for convenience. I've hit a snag. I had planned to apply for a transcription module to use for Thelxie, and it would have been the same one as the one used in the Diving Helmet, but the warehouse is out of stock. Seems like I'll just have to make one from scratch using the one I have as a reference. I'll start looking into it, but it's unclear if I'll have enough time. I've already spent more time than planned on the transcription module. The work on Thelxie's main body will be affected if I keep at this. I'll have to put it on hold. Although the diving helmet can still be used to decipher Thelxie's output signal, it'll probably be Why can't I speak? It will probably be unintelligible to everyone else. What a pity. I'm sorry for not being able to give you a voice, Thelxie. So it looks like Freminet's making a Thelxie model, and that's the Thelxie model. The footprints extend all the way into the water.
These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get to
It's just Freminet. He went
Let's look
diving.
around and see if we can find anything else. Wait, did you hear something just now?
Gurgling noises can be heard coming from the water. It's Freminet. Noises grow louder and louder, until something emerges with a loud splash. It's Freminet. Yep. Wow. Such suspense. Oh my god.
Traveler?
Why do we say question mark? We know this is Freminet. Freminet?
I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this.
This event so far is weird. Freminet removes his diving helmet. I've got an itchy nose.
Freminet!
Is she going to accuse him of being the
Paimon,
water
are you
imp?
okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp.
Hi, Laura.
Thank goodness it
Enjoy
was
your
just
luck.
you wearing your helmet.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Huh? A water imp?
We're investigating a water imp called Thelxie.
Thelxie, you say? How surprising.
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else who's trying to investigate the water imp?
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated.
Then could you tell us about what's going on with you?
Sure, if that's in order.
Yep.
I
No.
know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. She has
Yeah, he's very
commissioned me to make
autistic-coded.
a special toy. Following her request, I've named the toy Thelxie.
Huh? But isn't it a little
Twink
creepy
sub
to
o'clock.
name a toy after a water imp? Wait, hold on. Freminet, you never take commissions from other people.
Yes, he did. He did in the first.
Yeah, but she made a special
pretty sure-
request. But out of
I don't know.
respect for her privacy, I can't really talk about it. It's alright though.
Jinx.
She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just tell her that you're two of my trustworthy companions. Hearing that, she might be willing to share some information, and you'll be able to continue with your investigation.
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes,
You can't just say
you're
that to
still
someone.
really considerate. Our target isn't necessarily the water imp, though. We're primarily here to investigate the disappearance of the fish.
The fish?
Freminet nods slightly and seems lost in thought after you tell him about the commission from the Fishing Association. Suddenly, his breath catches in his throat. Paimon is... I mean, to be fair, Paimon's voice actor is autistic. So you're not completely wrong.
I think I may have connected the dots. These past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. The pressure testing makes a lot of noise. So, all that about the disappearing fish? Well, it was probably because of me.
So that's how it was? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's usually a rational
Wait,
explanation.
Does that mean the child we heard about who walked into the water was also...
I did wonder about whether that was Freminet, but I was like, does he really classify as a child? Is he more like a young adult? But just Freminet preparing for another day of work?
Yes, I think that's quite likely as well.
So in the end, it was just Freminet. Paimon spent all this time imagining what a water imp from the fairy tales might look like, and it all turns out to be just a hoax.
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of trouble for everyone else as well. I'll try to finish this commission as soon as possible. Once I'm done, the fish should come back.
Yeah, we'd be happy to help. Is there anything we can do?
Thanks for offering. But I can't trouble you any more than I already have.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions?
True.
Companions are all about helping each other, you know?
But don't you need to report back to your commissioner?
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out, even though we were just tasked with finding out why the fish had gone missing. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you can bet they'd just immediately hand us another commission to help them get the fish back.
Is this Hoyo calling themselves out? Yeah, we're just really experiencing this kind of thing, that's all.
Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to do as well?
Yeah, I think Paimon's right. Also, what's really funny is I have seen a couple of videos of Freminet's voice actor, and he is the most, like, excitable puppy. He's, like, full of life. He's, like, big personality. He's just, like, really happy all the time. And I think it's so funny that he voices Freminet. Yeah, I think Paimon's right.
Huh. Alright, I'll trust your judgment. Please follow me. I've made a makeshift camp over there. I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can respond to some simple verbal commands. You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie, are you there?
Wait, I'm running away. Oh, it's kind of cute. Well,
So that's Freminet's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped, just like Pear.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear.
where's Penguin Town?
It's not really anywhere famous or important. Don't worry about it.
Bestie?
Hey, Thelxie, nice to meet you. Do you know how to say hello?
So can Thelxie talk?
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea. As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert those messages into discernible words, so he can't really talk to us just yet.
No need to get so technical.
Was
So
that really that
basically,
technical?
you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employer's requests. It was just something I wanted to try. I have 2 other things I'd like your help with. The first is to do some integration testing on Thelxie's motherboard, to make sure he will be able to function properly in most situations.
That doesn't sound too hard. And what's the other thing?
The other shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to
Wah,
fight?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thelxie will need to be able to charge forward with a weapon in hand,
Enjoy your
like
work,
that
Camo.
brave prince of legend. It's a part of my employer's request.
What an imaginative employer! Naming Thelxie after a water imp, but wanting him to look like a prince?
Well, regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like Pear, he has come to this world to serve as somebody's companion.
That's cute.
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again! Could he understand what we were just talking about?
He can react to certain key words, but unfortunately, due to the lack of a translation module, he still can't quite communicate with us.
That's a pity. But anyway, the most important thing right now is for us to get to work. Maybe let's start by doing some testing on the motherboard. That sounds like something we can do here in the camp.
Sounds good. The motherboard is on my workbench, so please follow me.
As usual, the fatherboard is absent. Gone to get some RAM.
Ah, here we go. I have this testing manual, so feel free to reference it if you get stuck. Want to give it a try? It's okay if you don't succeed immediately. I've got a lot of backup boards just in case.
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out.
Tutorial incoming.
Please give the testing a try. The motherboard's on the table there.
Okay, left click and drag to assemble the circuit. Right click to delete improper circuit assemblages. Oh, it just told me to. Oh, I see. Okay. I was confused. It just told me to take it to there, and I was like, what? In hindsight, that was dumb. This reminds me of part of an event in Star Rail, actually.
You're doing well. Just as I expected.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks before, you know.
We have?
Then
Since
let's
when have we
move on to the
debugged
underwater part.
motherboards?
It's just as I mentioned earlier. We're after colorful shells and coral. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's underwater environment, right?
We're pretty much experts now.
Okay, that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable. I'll make sure to stay right by your side.
I wish that was Miko saying that to me. What? Hey, buddy. So true. I agree.
It should be right over there.
Yeah.
We'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search. This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it.
Okay.
Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out.
Like, that you are into that. It's just... That's what you expect. Okay. Does my simp count carry over to other people's streams? Sure. Oh, there's an otter. Hello, buddy. Hi. Anyway.
Alright, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp. Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
Okay, interesting.
Ah, Freminet, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
What an
I'm
entrance.
sorry, Madame d'Estray. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor.
I mean,
and
that
these two
kinda-
are...
types, they overlap.
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame d'Estray. Are you Freminet's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this
Yeah,
is
we've
the
established
traveler.
that she is.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Okay.
Oh, do you really think so?
Do I look like a fairy too?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water
Oh, I
imps.
see.
And I wouldn't have had to trouble Freminet here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Freminet had explained it to you already.
Yeah, Freminet.
Well, Freminet told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Freminet is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission.
Someone actually asking?
So, would you like to listen to my story?
Sure.
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
It's that easy. You doing well? Amazing.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me
Her name
think
is
of a way to
Paimon.
put my situation into words.
Speaking of
I'm sure
fairies,
you're
she's very
already
airy
familiar
fairy,
with the
isn't
tale
she?
of the water imps, right? Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water. My child is rather special, however.
Autistic.
While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Okay.
Yes. He told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood.
This is Ogre all over
In
again.
his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes
Oh
near
dear.
the water in secret.
Huh. So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
I don't think that's a thing, bestie. I don't think that's a thing. I think that's called depression. / autism. I don't think loneliness syndrome is a thing. Loneliness syndrome?
It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane
That's just
activities.
depression.
The syndrome is probably what made him so determined to become friends with the water imp.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
if you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able
It's
to
just
say
depression.
less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000 word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son. But since the disorder is rare,
Depression is not rare.
there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
I feel like there's got to be like some rational explanation for this in game. Like there's actually a reason
Uncontrollable delusions.
for his symptoms.
To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy
Oh, that's
and
maladaptive
reality,
daydreaming.
and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then,
Slash
then what is he
hallucinations.
seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
Once upon a time, there was a splendid and magnificent underwater kingdom of water imps on the Salacia Plain, 500 feet beneath the surface. Countless lovely water imps lived in houses made of rainbow shells and corals, tending to sea animals during the day and singing between fields of golden tidalga during the night. Everyone led carefree and blessed lives until the day of the Iridescence Parade, the important festival during which the new king would be crowned. Before the festival, all water imps would select the most precious pearl they owned, wrap it in golden branches and leaves, and offer it to their most beloved prince. And during the day of the parade, the prince would cross a rainbow bridge, made from all the offered shells, and accept the crown from his father amid the applause of his subjects. Finally, the new king would bless everyone with his well wishes. And as for the prince's name, it's none other than Thelxie.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie.
I mean, I used to do that shit when I was like 6.
A beautiful dream.
So,
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long. You see, the story ended with a twist.
the day of the Iridescence Parade came as expected, but countless monsters also arrived alongside the prince. The monsters were evil and cruel, and they struck fear into all the water imps' hearts. The water imps, adept at singing as they were, could not defend themselves against the monsters. So the kingdom fell, the king was killed, and the water imps were locked behind bars. The rainbow bridge lost its colour and crumbled away. The prince was barely able to escape with the help of a mysterious masked individual, but he had already lost everything and could only spend his days singing mournful songs. And just as the prince sang out of loneliness, so could his song only be heard by similarly lonely children.
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Which is not a real thing.
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
Yeah, they stop being able to tell what's real and what's fiction. Which is psychosis, I think? Schizophrenia? One of the two. What do you mean?
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as
Yeah,
Thelxie.
that seems like psychosis to me.
Perhaps in his
Almost
mind,
psychosis, yeah.
the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all.
He's dissociating.
I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Guide his fantasy?
He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world, but since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough
Have you
for his
considered he
condition-
doesn't like you?
Here, you can take a look.
So Zuri's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the water imp prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow, and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture
I
book,
think that's
why
gonna
does
work.
Freminet need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie, and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Freminet here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ah, like a
Okay.
stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this.
This seems
Zuria.
like a lot of
Paimon
effort to go
still
to for
has
something that's
one
probably not going to
question,
work.
though. Where will we be able to find a water imp kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Thelxie Plains. I've already asked Freminet to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the kingdom of water imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the water imp kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, no.
Isn't this what we're trying to avoid with the kid?
Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
This is a choice. I'll try my best.
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer, because he's so enamored with his dream.
Yeah.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son.
So is he
We
coming with
temporarily
us?
moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not
Or,
far
like,
from the water, and there's also
She said she was
going to
paint pictures of it. I'm
Feel
confused.
free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps?
Oh, this is where they would normally have a like a cut between the quests. Like this will be Act 1, and then like in 2 real-time days, the next part of the quest unlocks. So they do this thing with like meet here in 2 days' time, but I waited until everything was unlocked, so I don't have to do that. Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady.
She's a little bit cuckoo.
Freminet, do you think her plan will work out?
Probably not.
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't
dear.
bring up because the Madame was here.
Madame.
What is it, Freminet? What did you want to say?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Jenks. That she doesn't actually have a son. Mentally prepare ourselves for what?
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with
I
the
hope it's not, 'cause that's
syndrome
dark as
being
fuck.
the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Freminet, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
So I'm guessing like I did wonder actually whether he has this supposed illness as well. You know this illness really well.
Ah, so that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Freminet, don't tell Paimon that you also...
No.
Oh.
Please don't misunderstand.
Oh, okay.
I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains.
Fair.
And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
It's ticked me.
What? It could get that serious?
People die from depression all the time.
Paimon thought they just stopped talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So, if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Don't worry, I've seen all kinds of strange and difficult things in life.
Yeah, that's right. Paimon's seen all of those things too. No matter how hard it might get, we won't be scared.
Really? Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah!
Okay, so
But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her.
yeah, so why do we have to take it super seriously? She's just gonna like paint pictures of it.
I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall
Oh, this reminds me
is
of
because he's lost control of his heart.
This reminds me of
But if we can
Fischl's
help him
part in
regain
the second
control
Golden Apple
and
Archipelago.
escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Freminet?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it, so I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
Fair enough. We all have our little AUs. So the penguin town you mentioned was...
So you remembered.
Yeah, we just had that conversation.
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
Suddenly, Freminet pulls out a diving helmet and puts it on his head.
Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal
What?
quirks. Please pay it no mind. Anyway,
He's
Penguin
embarrassed?
Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Yeah, it's a fantasy world that he
Well,
created.
I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Freminet, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay, gotcha.
It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Now I want to try on your helmet too.
Well, if that's in order.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon? We don't want to keep you from finishing your commission.
Leg shot? Hello?
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Oh, damn! This animation kind of goes hard. What the fuck? That was so cool! Do we not get to watch that again? The key to debugging the motherboard is in being familiar with the circuit structure. Connect the source of the signal to the receiving end to ensure the signal is transmitted smoothly. Broken circuits. When the signal passes through the inductive switch, the broken circuits of the corresponding colour on the motherboard will be connected. You will have broken circuits of at most 2 different colours in one test. Okay. Oh, I see. It has to... Right? Yeah, okay, cool. There can be up to 2 different circuits involved in one debugging process. Circuit starting points and endpoints with the same color. There's a, there's like a puzzle game I play on my phone that's like very similar to this. Alright, so this one can just avoid everything. This one needs to go... Wait. So this needs to start here. This doesn't... Unless... Wait, actually, this would work, because that go through that... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Cool. I figured it out. We're all good. This is kind of cute. I like this. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to press space. Okay, let's see. So... if we do that, then that will unlock that and that. Okay, yeah. That should be okay? Yeah, cool. After the debugging process has gone on for a while, you can use the debug manual to obtain clues about how to set the circuit up. Cool. They do this way too fast. So that needs to go here. So that can't go there. Oh, but then I need to... I see. So that would unlock... It needs to cross over. What if I do this? Ah. Oh! realize that would reset it. Sometimes I just be pressing the space button. When a signal passes through an inductive switch of a specific color, the branching path connection direction will change. You can repeatedly activate such inductive switches this way. Okay, wait, let me... I see. So stepping on that means this changes to him. So he goes first. Right? Nice. E. All right. So the first one, yeah, so this is just like this, I think. Oh, no, I see. So I have to have this, like, go around a little bit so he doesn't do it before this guy gets in. Wait. Maybe that'll work? Yeah! Oh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Alrighty. So that will then go there. And I have to get this one to, like, delay a little bit. Oh. That work? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me just... Is it the only way? Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Oh god. Alrighty. So this will switch it to 2. So this one has to go first. So he's going to step on this, and it's going to switch them. He's going to step on this, and it's going to switch them back. So he's going to end up in the wrong spot. So this guy needs to run around for a bit. And then that should work. Because he's gonna go past this and then step on that, and then that's gonna switch to there. Hey! Okay, I got it. All is well. Oh wait, try again. Oh, was that all? Was that all of them? Oh damn. We did them all. That was fun. I want more levels. Give me more.
Is your child feeling any better?
Thank you for your concern, Freminet. His condition is fairly stable. The family doctor said we might be able to take him out for a stroll today.
Surya, Freminet, we're here!
Hiya.
Seems like everyone's arrived now.
Not quite. Aren't we missing someone? But Paimon has a guess where he might be.
Oh, Thelxie.
Hey, Thelxie!
Aww. He looks so cute.
Whoa! Thelxie's got himself a sword and a shield now. He's looking sharp.
Decent games.
Indeed. With his weapons in hand, Thelxie looks more formidable than ever. You've really outdone yourself, Freminet.
We helped too.
Yes.
Alright, Paimon.
You really had a good eye for materials. Everything you found was high quality. Speaking of which, Zuria just told me that she wants to end the adventure with the coronation ceremony. So, could I also trouble you with finding some materials for the crown? You can just keep an eye out for them on our way to the ruins. I was planning to collect the materials myself, but then I realized you might be able to find some prettier ones than what I could get my hands on.
Consider it done.
Seems like everything's ready to go. Shall we head out?
Please wait a moment. I was just thinking. Since Thelxie has already shown us his brand new appearance, we may already be able to draw a new page in the picture book. What do you think?
Ooh, Paimon's excited now.
What should we draw on the page?
Why don't we use the story we know as a reference? Just make the atmosphere a bit less grim.
So we'll take out the sad parts and replace them with happier stuff? Sounds great to Paimon.
Zoloft go
I'll
be
give it a
like,
try. I'm not very adept at drawing, but I've seen a lot of art during my work. Now, as far as the actual content of the drawing, please tell me what you'd like to see.
so she's gonna make a picture book for her kid, but she can't draw? But she's seen art. What the fuck is going on?
Let me think.
Yoink.
We can draw the weapon. The prince has picked up the Sword of Courage and the Shield of Perseverance, which proves he has crossed the mire of doubt, and now is ready to wage war against the darkness.
Okay, I'll add the weapons. Anything else?
Paimon wants to give him some friends. Thelxie's got some friends by his side now, so he's no longer fighting alone.
This reminds me a little bit of
Okay,
Anne's quest.
I'll also draw some companions. Anything else?
Don't forget to add some colour.
Color. Ah,
There's already colour.
Yes, that's really important. The road in front of him now will no longer be just grayscale, but bursting with color and hope.
Your current
Who would
dilemma. I
have
want to
thought
make
the
art, but I
page
can't
could have
draw.
become
Yeah.
So inspiring. How wonderful. Splendid ideas, everyone.
Great! Everyone looks super pumped up. Thelxie most of all.
Are you seeing this, my son? Are you feeling inspired by this as well?
That
I'm sure he is, Zuria.
That
And
was
this
kinda
is still
weird.
just the first page.
that's not your actual
Paimon
son.
can't wait to see the picture book when it's all finished. We should finish it as soon as possible and keep up the belief and hope in our hearts.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to look forward to it as well. So let's get the show on the road and head towards the Kingdom of Water Imps.
Yay! Thelxie's fantastic adventures begin now!
This is country. I still, like, I'm going back and forth, but I still feel like she's the one who's actually sick. After some time, you arrive at the shore above the underwater kingdom of water imps.
Look! Those are materials that we can use for the crown, right? Let's get some for freminet.
Inscribed shell. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of his bones that do fade. Okay. That was number 2. Where are the others?
These should be enough. I knew you'd have a knack for finding the best materials. We shouldn't need anything else to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps.
Oh.
Is that the entrance to the underwater ruins ahead?
So it may seem. Assaulting the Water Imp Kingdom? Excuse me? The beautiful Kingdom of Water Imps is at hand. Warriors, together with Prince Thelxie, reclaim it from the monsters occupying it. Let's just stick with this team, I guess. Ooh. Hi, Aku. How are you?
So these are the underwater ruins that Freminet found. They're pretty amazing, but still not exactly the kind that Paimon was imagining.
This is the Kingdom of Water Imps, Paimon, not ruins.
Oh, yeah, Paimon knows. It's just... Paimon thought we'd actually see a fairy tale world. Like with the water imps' colorful
Paimon.
houses and the rainbow bridge.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry. I was hoping to put up some decorations, but ran out of time to do it by myself.
It's okay. It's fantasy time now.
Whoa, someone's already switched into fantasy mode.
Seems like the travelers
Yeah.
already got the gist of things. You should do your best too, Paimon.
Don't underestimate Paimon. Paimon can flip the switch too. Now entering Paimon Fantasy Mode! Ahem. Young adventurers, 'tis Paimon, guardian goddess of this land. State your goals and intentions for visiting this nation.
We are the companions of Prince Thelxie, your Divine Highness. We have come to help him reclaim the glory that he has lost.
Oh, reclaiming your glory! Thy goddess here has golden glory, silver glory, and bronze glory. Which is it that the prince has lost?
Yes, and come on, people. Did you break character, Paimon?
Not at all! This is the goddess's test! From your responses, the goddess has concluded that you're all brave adventurers without the taint of greed in your heart.
Karina is a fucking
As
icon.
such, you are worthy of everyone's respect. So please accept the goddess's reward. The goddess will now bestow all 3 types of glory upon you. As for this prince, the goddess will also bestow upon you the rainbow glory, so your future will always be filled with light.
My gratitude to your Divine Highness for such generous blessings. Power is now surging through every part of my body.
Me too.
Come on, Freminet.
Is this the divine inspiration of legend?
All thanks to the power of Goddess Paimon.
Now, adventurers, forge bravely ahead and defeat the monsters that have taken over the kingdom. You will be sure to find that which you seek.
Oh, use Prince Thelxie's Water Imp's chanson to defeat opponents more easily. After using the skill, Thelxie must charge up before being able to use it again.
Please be careful, brave adventurers. Just ahead are some evil enemies that have invaded the kingdom of water imps. They're called...
Those accursed enemies are back again. Your Highness, please show them what you're made of.
Oh, I mean, I guess. There you go.
We're under attack again. It's a Lawitcher of the deep.
There's no need to fear, my friends. His Highness is
Oh.
so strong now that even a
I didn't see
divinity
that.
of the deep would
No,
pose no
stop it,
threat
stop
to
it.
him.
It's finally over. So we defeated the evil monsters and reclaimed the kingdom of water imps?
I need to deactivate that mode.
Yes, it should now be time for us to attend Thelxie's coronation ceremony. The only thing is, I didn't expect this to go so smoothly. I thought it would have taken longer for us to reach the heart of the ruins. It was my mistake. I should have told Freminet earlier that we would also need a crown.
It's all because the Traveler and Goddess Paimon were too strong. We just eradicated all the monsters in one go.
It's okay, Zuria. We can come back again once I've made the crown.
Then I must thank all of you again for taking the time, and you too, Thelxie, my child.
This is really weird. I feel like she doesn't actually have a kid.
Thelxie's turning out to be a real expert at fighting.
I don't think there's anything that will be able to stop him. He's like a true prince now.
Yes, I agree as well.
Let's head back to camp for now. I asked the Traveler to search for some materials on the way because I want to make the crown as soon as possible.
We can add an update to Thelxie's fantastic adventures as well. Now that we've reclaimed the Kingdom of Water Imps, it's time for us to draw some new scenes in the picture book. Zuria and Freminet, why don't we draw the new pages first? Paimon really wants to update the picture book.
You just want to see someone draw Goddess Paimon. Wait, there's 3 Ds in Goddess. I regret saying that.
Hey, you didn't have to say it out loud.
No problem. I'm happy to oblige. Then in that case, the story today should go something like this. After overcoming many obstacles, Prince Thelxie and his brave companions finally arrived at the entrance to the Kingdom of Water Imps.
There it is.
At this time, the little fairy in the group, Paimon, revealed her true goddess form to her companions.
Woohoo! The goddess has arrived! She praised the companions for their purity, and to reward them, she bestowed upon them many blessings, and even prayed that the prince would be able to fulfill his goal.
Bathed under the goddess's glory, the prince and his companions charged into the bastion of evil, chased away the monsters, and rescued the pretty water imps from their imprisonment. The prince finally managed to reclaim his kingdom. But as for the crown...
Every single part of this is
no,
poison to
the
me.
crown isn't ready yet!
No.
In what way?
The crown was within the prince's reach, but the monsters took it with them as they fled. They haven't given up and are sure to return, but the prince is certain to reclaim the crown the next time they fight. The brilliant rainbow shall descend onto the kingdom once more.
Oh, and Paimon can almost see it all happening now! Whoa, the pages are beautiful! Zuria is really talented at drawing.
Thank you, everyone. We've also completed the
She
second
said she
page
couldn't
of the
draw.
picture book now. Thelxie's journey is one step closer to its end, and the promised coronation. My child, you'll also be able to brighten up when that time comes, right?
There's no way she has an actual real kid. She's delusional. I'm calling it.
I'm sure he will, Zuria. Who knows? Perhaps the doctor will already have some good news for you when you get back home today.
I sure hope so, Your Divine Highness. Oh, Freminet, about the time you'll need for the crown.
Please don't worry. One day should be more than enough.
Ah, then I must thank you for your hard work. All right, let's rendezvous here in another 2 days' time for our final adventure, okay?
Typical artist, I can't draw, paints the Sistine Chapel. Why is that so real though? Sounds good to me.
And see you in 2 days, my lovely friends.
Oh, is she not humming? Oh, no, she is. Lady?
Alright, it's about time we start heading off too. You've still got some work to do, right, Freminet?
Yeah, I'll need to go to the city shortly to get some parts for the base of the crown. I want to try out a few different designs and choose the one that looks the best.
Freminet's really dedicated.
Yeah. Paimon knew that you didn't often take commissions from others, but Paimon had no idea you'd be so dedicated once you're on the job.
Well, about that, it might be because...
Because what?
It's because I hope...
He's blushing!
What's the matter? And what's with that look on your face? You're turning red!
Characters
And
don't
it
often
looks
blush
like
in this
you're
game.
about to run away and put your helmet on again!
Don't tease him.
Am I turning red?
Don't tease Freminet, Paimon. He's so cute with his little red cheeks.
Alright. We won't bother you anymore.
I wanna
for
know what he's gonna
today,
say.
Freminet. Let's see each other in 2 days' time.
Okay, thank you. See you in 2 days.
See ya.
I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
Aw, freminet. When the echoing conch plays, it will display possible iridescent glory locations on your minimap and in your field of view. Collect the designated number of said glories to complete the challenge. Some materials require xenochromatic phantom aberrant abilities to collect. Beggars get to choose their size. Do I have to... Cool. We got a thing. Oh, there's a thing over there as well. Wait, hold on. Hold on. The dark mud. Oh! That was it? Alright. Let's go. Leave me alone. Oh, I need the fucking... Okay. Hit me. Hey. Oh, they're all really mad at me, huh? They're like, what the fuck, bitch? What else do I have to... Oh, there's one... Yeah? What? Where? Oh! Over there. Making me kill these things. Nice. Oh, you mad. There you go. Do. Cool.
Today's the final day of Thelxie's fantastic adventures. Let's go find freminet at his camp. Hey, freminet! Thelxie! We're here!
Hello!
Hello, Paimon. Hello, traveler.
Is the crown ready?
Yes, we're just waiting for Zuria now. She hasn't arrived yet.
Then let's wait for her a little while. Or actually, maybe we can go find her. It's not too far from here anyway.
Yeah, now we're going up there.
Didn't she say she just lives on the hill over there?
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, and speaking
Oh.
of...
Hi, Dolores.
Found you two at long last. I'm so glad that you both are all right.
We just never told her how we were.
Why are you here, Miss Delaroche? And what could have happened to us?
What could have happened? That water imp Thelxie, of course. After I gave you that commission the other day, I began to get worried and went asking about the boy that went missing.
Oh, that? We've got it all figured out now. The boy you heard about was just freminet. Even the missing fish was his fault. Don't worry, we'll help you get the fish back as soon as we're done with this job.
Oh, sorry about that. I've been diving in the area recently.
Huh? Freminet? Diving? No.
Oh,
That's
dear.
not what happened at all. I've heard a completely different account. What I was told is that about a month ago, a child tied a bunch of heavy seashells onto his body and walked into this open stretch of water. He never came back. What could that be if not that water imp's work?
Did Zuria's kid drown? And she's doing this to cope?
Are you sure?
100% sure. I've confirmed the account with several veteran fishermen I know. The child was only 8 years old. His name was Lescaut. Lescaut d'Estray.
Wait, let's go to Stray?
Yeah, that's the name. They say the family took on the name after moving to the city from a place called Stray. Anyway, his mother is a pretty famous art dealer, while his father passed away from an accident many years ago. Well, naturally, his mother was devastated by the incident and fell terribly ill. It's said that she left the court of Fontaine, and no one knows where she's gone.
We were right! We were fucking right! I love Lara saying, I too love crowning, and Jenks saying, Lara please, a child might be dead, and Lara saying, that sucks for the kid then.
It can't be, right? Lescaut d'Estray? Zuria d'Estray? It must be some sort of a coincidence?
I can't believe we were right. This is so dark. Seems like we need to pay a visit to the Destray house.
I'm sorry, miss. We've got to go check on something right now.
Oh, I see. Well, you go on ahead. I just came to make sure that you're both all right.
We probably should have told
I'll
us.
head back then. Please remember to take care.
Will she follow the same fate? Oh my god. I mean, we did... She seems to be able to die because she did come with us to that underwater, like, ruins, so... I'm a little bit concerned, besties. Money will make you do some wild things in the end. Yeah.
Excuse us. Is anyone here? Is this Madame d'Estray's place?
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest.
Oh, a
Please
doctor.
leave us be unless you have anything urgent to report.
Who is the patient? The door opens after a brief moment of silence. A man walks out with a confused
This
look in
is
his
the
eyes.
residence of Zuria d'Estray, and I'm Jala Khan, her family doctor. What did you mean by your question just now? Who else could be my patient?
Your patient should be Zuria's son, right? She told us herself that her son had contracted loneliness syndrome.
No, you're right. Young Master Lescaut did have that illness once upon a time, but he's... Well, the young master's no longer with us. And now the Madame has come down with the same illness. Are you her friends, by any chance?
You inform the doctor of all that's happened in the past few days between some breaks of
Oh.
silence.
So, when she had requested time to go out over the past few days, it was so she could spend them with you.
So, if I'm understanding this right, the one who's suffering from uncontrollable delusions is the Madame herself? She believes her son is still alive?
That is correct. When the young master disappeared, she was organizing an art exhibit that she had specifically prepared for him. But since she had to leave the house, she was unable to see her son one last time. That might have been the trigger for her regret. Or perhaps the family's fall into loneliness and grief was inevitable as soon as the old master passed
Yeah, I
away.
was gonna say maybe the kid is depressed
First the
because
son,
of
and then the mother.
the dad dying.
But how could that be? She really looked like she had a handle on everything.
This is depressing.
Maria was so lovely, and she even told us to stay optimistic. But you're saying she...
Mom of the year, not being there to see your son drown themselves. presumably if she hadn't gone to the art exhibit, then her kid would still be alive because she wouldn't have been able, like, she would have prevented him from going out.
Those actions are proof that she can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality.
Damn.
Then, all the other things that she told us about her son, were those fake too?
No, those were all real. Although, they were all things that happened before the young master left us for good. Madame's time has just never moved forward since his passing.
I see. So after her son left, she created a fantasy world where her son was still with her. She was looking for a way to cure his illness when she ran into us.
It's the way, like, the way that she was talking to, like, the penguin and referring to it as her son. That was the thing that made me go, this is a little bit further than method acting. This is a little bit weird. And that's what made me question it. And also the fact that she was like, even though I'm just drawing a picture, we have to be perfectly in character. I was like, this is sus. So how is Zuria now?
She has been in a good mood the past few days, even humming a song when she returned from her stroll. She even began discussing with me the idea of using deliberate guidance to ease the illness. It was all going well, until last night. She spent a whole night staring at the shell the young master left behind, and the words that he had inscribed onto it. Then she broke down once more.
Damn.
I prescribed some sedatives, and she's currently resting.
So it seems like this loneliness syndrome is a mix of depression and psychosis.
How can we help her? There has to be something we can do.
Don't panic, Paimon. Even though this is a devastating piece of news, we must all calm down first. What should we do?
She just tried not being
Need to
depressed.
Think. I need to remember the old house of the hearth and the children who lived in it. Those patients and what their doctors said back then. What if... Dr. Jalacon, have you seen a picture book? The Madame should have brought it back with her.
Are you thinking about trying the guidance therapy she talked to me about before?
I did think it sounded like moaning, yeah.
It's worth a shot. I'll go get the book.
The doctor quickly retrieves the book and hands it to freminet.
Yes, this is it.
We still need to finish the adventure and the picture book?
That's right. If what Dr. Jalacon said was true, the past few days have been very helpful to Zuria, so we should complete this journey. We need to show her that her child has found a happy ending in the world of her dreams.
But wouldn't that just make it harder for her to accept reality?
One must first face reality before accepting it. The Madame has been crushed by her feelings of grief and can no longer bring herself to face reality. Our first priority would be to get her out of this state.
Right. Before today, I had thought she wanted to use Thelxie's fantastic adventures to save her son. But now, I think she might need it to save
Yeah.
herself.
He definitely had an ending,
And
alright.
if
Don't
we
know if
could
it was
complete
happy.
it, we should be able to give her some feeling of inspiration and closure. Maybe those feelings would be enough to give her some courage to face reality again.
I'll have to give it a try.
There's no time to waste. Let's set off right away.
Oh wait, this is the third inscribed shell. The sea goddess hath rung his knell. Ding dong. Hark! Now I hear them. Ding dong bell. So where's the first one?
We're here again. This is the final part of Thelxie's journey, but the most important person is missing.
Everyone, please don't be so down and gloomy. Remember what she told us? If we were to feel troubled, the patient would become anxious as well.
You're right. If we have to give something to Zuria, it should be our smiles. We have to keep smiling as we finish this adventure. And then she'll be able to recover, right, everyone?
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Oh! Be careful, brave adventurers! Here come the evil monsters that stole the crown! They're... the Deep Sea Cyclops!
Watch out, everyone! They're coming at us again!
There's no need to fear! Prince Thelxie looks stronger than ever today! He must be going all out! Oh, this is the final enemy, right? Ahem. We'll reclaim the crown for you now, Your Highness!
One with nature.
Much hard.
I'm sorry. I have to go. I made a promise
Oh,
to my
dear.
friends, and I'm already very late.
But, Madame, you're still...
Don't try to stop me. Today's the most important day for treating Thelxie. We'll use the guidance method. Didn't you also say that you'd think it'd work?
I'm not trying to stop you, Madame. It's just... Could you tell me the name of your child?
Dr. Jalacan, how can you forget the name of your own patient? His name is Thelxie. He's the prince of the kingdom of water imps. We will go today to reclaim his crown and attend his coronation ceremony.
I see. Madame, please rest assured, everything is still on schedule. Your friends have already departed to find... Wait, look. They've already returned.
Zuria! Zuria! We've retrieved the crown!
Just look at the flowers, madame.
Paimon, everyone, have you really?
Yes, but the coronation ceremony still hasn't taken place, because we felt like you should be the one to preside over it.
Wonderful, how wonderful! Thelxie, my child, are you hearing this? Everything you lost will now come back to you, and soon, very soon, you will never be lonely again.
Well, they'll never be lonely again, but that's because they're dead.
And the last page of the picture book. It's still waiting for you to illustrate in color.
Right.
That's a big one, yeah.
The picture book. But I don't know what I should put on the last page.
Don't worry, Thelxie and his friends all know what should go on it. Get ready, Zuria. We'll describe everything for you.
Okay, okay.
Ahem. At last, Thelxie and his friends were able to drive off the final invading monsters.
That's pretty.
And
I like
achieve
those
a
colours.
dashing victory. Their success was complete, and the recovered crown resplendent.
The water imps, finally returning to their homes, showered the prince with love and applause as he greeted them. They once again offered their precious shells to the prince and reconstructed the rainbow bridge of old. As he watched the scene unfold, the prince could not help but be touched by its beauty.
Moved by everyone's happiness, the prince stepped onto the rainbow bridge and took a good look at all the friends who had gone on the journey with him. There stood the traveler, Goddess Paimon, Freminet, and... Huh? Where's the last person? The prince looked frantically around, but could not find the person he wanted to see most. At that moment, the person suddenly appeared on the other side of the bridge. She walked towards him with a smile and slowly lifted her veil.
The prince could not hold back his tears. He recognized then that the mysterious person that had been by his side the whole time was none other than his mother. Zuria walked across the bridge and placed the crown above the prince's head. She smiled down upon him as she said, "My prince, my king, you shall never, ever need to feel lonely again."
That's the end of the story, Zuria.
Zuria is the kid that's going to read this picture book.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am so sorry, my child. Maman should have spent more time with you. Did you hear the story? You'll never have to feel lonely again. Maman loves you too.
What's happening? Is Zuria talking to Thelxie?
What is Thelxie saying?
Quick, put on my diving helmet. There's a transcription module in it that's compatible with Thelxie's output signals. You should be able to use it to understand what Thelxie's saying.
Freminet walks up to you and pulls out his diving helmet before placing it on your head. It does look like Morse code, yeah. I love you, Memo. So that's what Thelxie is saying.
Maman loves you too.
But I love you more, Maman.
Wait, what is this?
What? Did you see something?
Maman, I'm getting a little sleepy. If it's time for bed, can you hum a lullaby to me again? Of course, my dearest child. As long as you want to hear it, Mama will always hum for you.
That we're losing grip, yeah.
Thank you, Maman. Your lullaby is
That was not in
always been
tune.
my favorite. Now that I've heard it, I can return to my dream and to the kingdom of water imps in peace. My poor darling. Please don't forget. I will always love you. My love is greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps.
Why would she need to hum and tune? Her son can't hear her.
Forget,
Oh,
Maman.
God.
And so is my love for you. Greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps.
Enjoy your leg, Lara.
Maman.
She's holding a penguin. Well, this was dark and weird. 3 days later at Freminet's camp.
Traveler, Paimon, you're here.
Freminet, why did you call us in such a hurry? Did you hear something from Zuria? Oh, if it's not good news, Paimon doesn't want to hear it.
Damn.
Don't worry, it's definitely great news. The Madame came here for a visit just now with her doctor. Color has returned to her cheeks, and she sounded full of energy as well.
Oh.
She said she'd like to return to the court to continue hosting the art exhibit. But this time, she'll work with her doctor to exhibit some picture books related to the illness. Of course, Thelxie's fantastic adventures and the guidance therapy will be included in the exhibit as well.
She's cured?
She'd like to use her experience to help others.
That's wonderful. So it wasn't bad news after all.
Mm-hmm. Here, please take this picture book with you.
I feel like it wouldn't just be
The
that
Madame
smooth
wanted
sailing.
you to have it. If at some point in the future you were to run into someone with similar troubles, she hopes the book would be of use to you.
But this is her son's story, right? Is it really okay to give the book to us?
She's finally moved
Don't
on.
worry,
Yeah, but it just seemed like
just a copy. She still has
that was
the
very
original.
fast.
It's extremely important to her.
Alright, then there's no problem. It feels good knowing we've contributed to something important. Paimon definitely didn't expect the fantasy adventure to be so useful. Paimon was a little worried about how everything would turn out. After all, fantasy is just fantasy.
Paimon, do you know what the Madame said? She said...
Son doesn't need it.
that at the moment when she placed the crown on Thelxie's head, she felt like she really saw something beautiful. Her child had returned, and he told her that he loved her. She also said that was when she was finally able to bid farewell to her son. She felt like at that moment, she was healed by some mystical power, and she was filled with courage from head to toe.
Oh, really? But could that just be another part of her fantasy?
Perhaps. But if fantasy is just fantasy, and the fantasy world is not real, then how could it still grant us these powers that we can continue to use in the real world?
Because brains are very powerful, and the power of suggestion and delusion can change people. So perhaps fantasy is not just fantasy after all.
But what else could it be?
Well, it has an effect on how
A
people
descent of
behave.
the fairy tale world into the real world. At that time, the wondrous fairy tale temporarily became reality and influenced real things in our world. That has to be what happened. You saw it too, didn't you?
That can't be what happened, right? There's just no way.
If you believe in
Wouldn't it
something
be
enough,
like a miracle if that
then you'll see
really
it.
happened?
Yes, I suppose that would be a miracle. I hope that everyone
Aw.
who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
When I sit down to do these events, I sit down expecting a whole big grand story to be told and lots of playable characters to be seen, and we just hung out with Freminet and a couple of NPCs, and it was nice. It was like a good story, don't get me wrong, but it felt weird that that was it.